I have to bake Jerry Spinelli a cake. I have to. It's his birthday today. Book Nook Librarian, Connie, pleasure to be here. I'm just thinking though, what kind of a cake should I make him? Like, his books explore like such great rich themes of individuality and childhood nostalgia and the beauty of being different. So given that, I guess that maybe the ideal cake would be something just a little unexpected. You know, maybe a homemade something, you know, quirky with a fun twist of some kind. I don't know what that would be. Oh, let's think. This is Book Nook Librarian with a very super quick episode today about Jerry Spinelli Books, because it is, in fact, you can look it up, his birthday, February 1st, 1941. I'm going to go with Stargirl for a second. Like, let's think about Stargirl inspired, maybe cinnamon bun cake. Since Stargirl celebrates uniqueness, a cake based on cinnamon buns like the ones that she drops on people's desks would be a really sweet and pretty whimsical choice, I think. That one definitely stands out. Then, of course, there's a nod to Maniac Magee and maybe peanut butter and marshmallow cake. I mean, this is sort of a nod to Magee's love of butterscotch crimpets, and with the peanut butter and marshmallow twist, it's kind of nostalgic and a little bit of a childhood feel to it. That might be a winner. And notice that there is a winner here. This book won the Newbery in 1991. Then, of course, there's a nod to Maniac Magee and maybe peanut butter and marshmallow cake. I mean, this is sort of a nod to Magee's love of butterscotch crimpets, and with the peanut butter and marshmallow twist, it's kind of nostalgic and a little bit of a childhood feel to it. That might be a winner. And notice that there is a winner here. This book won the Newbery in 1991. I've already talked about Warden's Daughter. I love this book, but I think with this one, we're going to have to go with something lemony. And that's going to kind of like the bitter sort of lemon and sometimes sourness because of Cammie's sort of tough and sour personality. But a touch of sweetness to sort of represent the journey toward healing. And maybe like a little of that like lemon glazed drizzle on the top, or some sort of poppy seed cake. I think that would be a really good choice for The Warden's Daughter. Oh, love this book so much. I don't have the book Milkweed, but Milkweed, a really nice twist on that one might be honey and warm spices. That would give that a really, a really comforting sort of flavor. I like that idea. Something that's just kind of like maybe a coffee cake. Not too much going on with it, but honey for sure, and some spices. I think that would be a really lovely cake. And then maybe for, Wringer and for loser, maybe we're kind of looking at just a strong, vanilla cake with sort of a hidden filling, because that's sort of what happens with a lot of Jerry Spinelli characters. There's sort of like something that you're kind of not that into, They seem like, meaning that they're sort of like plain characters that are sort of introduced, but there's some little twist, there's some little something that's hidden, and you are just compelled to turn the pages to find out more and more about these characters. So yeah, I think that plain vanilla with some sort of hidden filling definitely sums up some of his books for sure. I think Hokey Poke, we might need to go with something kind of like Rice Krispie treats. That really could sum it up. Or maybe an ice cream cake. Yeah, for sure. Ice cream cake and or Rice Krispie treat sort of flavors going on in that. Dead Wednesday is definitely going to be a marble cake. You've got sort of the mix of dark and light swirls to represent the sort of balance between life and death and fear and transformation. Yeah, definitely. You've got to have something that's, it could go an upside down cake too, for sure. You've got sort of how Worm's life is just turned upside down by his experiences. So yeah, it could be an upside down cake. Yeah, that would work. But I like the marble cake a little bit more, maybe because I like the flavors of it more. But yeah, either way, you could go with that for Dead Wednesday, for sure. Jerry Spinelli, happy birthday. And if you don't know Jerry Spinelli, let me tell you a couple things about him. I'd say that persistence pays off. I mean, Jerry Spinelli's first book got rejected several times before it finally got published, and that was like 7th grade Space Station 2. He was a Newbery medal winner, and that was in 1991 with Maniac Magee. And that is, again, like what he's probably most known for is Maniac Magee. It's one of his most famous books about a boy who becomes a legend. In another video, I'm going to explore a little bit more about this book and whether it stands, today in 2025 or not. Then, of course, there's the love story behind Stargirl, which is in fact Jerry Spinelli's wife. Eileen is also a writer, and she inspired Stargirl. I would have thought it was football, but it was actually baseball, from baseball to books. So he wanted to become a professional baseball player, but when that didn't work out, he hit a home run with writing instead. His first novel was a total fumble. That's right, that goes to the football theme. His first novel was about his high school football team, and it never got published. But thankfully, he didn't give up. So happy birthday, Jerry Spinelli, and thanks for all your books. I think you're awesome. I have never met you, which is sort of weird because I've met a lot of authors, but I have sadly never met you. But someday maybe, okay? Until then, you keep writing and I'll keep reading. But back to that other question, if I had to pick a favorite cake that I think that Jerry Spinelli would love above chocolate cakes or vanilla or cream-filled or surprise or whatever, I think I'd go with something like a cinnamon, bun cake, because it captures sort of the warm and unexpected and sort of offbeat kind of charm that really defines most, if not all, of Jerry Spinelli's characters. But what do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Or you can just tell me your favorite cake. I'm partial to coconut sort of related cakes, so that's me.